The cranial nerves in the skull. In this tutorial, we will do a quick overview of the cranial nerves and how they exit the skull. Cranial nerves are a group of sensory and motor nerves that provide sensations and motor functions to areas of the head, neck, and internal organs. Here is an inferior view of the brain. Let's review the 12 cranial nerves. Cranial nerve 1, olfactory. 2 optic. 3 oculomotor. 4 trochlear. 5 trigeminal. 6 abducens. 7 facial. 8 vestibulocochlear. 9 glossopharyngeal. 10 vagus. 11 accessory. And finally, we have 12 hypoglossal. Here is a superior view of the base of the skull. Let's look at the foramina, where the cranial nerves exit. Here is the Cribriform plate, the optic canal, the superior orbital fissure, the foramen rotundum, the foramen ovale, the internal acoustic meatus, the jugular foramen, and finally the hypoglossal canal. The olfactory nerve sits above the cribriform plate, and its fibers pass to innervate the nasal cavity. The optic nerve exits the skull through the optic canal. Cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6, oculomotor, trochlear, and abducens all exit the skull through the superior orbital fissure, where they innervate the muscles of the eyes. The VIII ophthalmic branch of the fifth cranial nerve, trigeminal, also passes through the superior orbital fissure. The VIII maxillary branch of the trigeminal nerve exits through the foramen rotundum, and its VIII mandibular branch exits the skull via the foramen ovale. The seventh cranial nerve, the facial nerve, and the eighth cranial nerve, vestibulocochlear, both exit the skull through the internal acoustic meatus. The glossopharyngeal, vagus, and accessory nerves all exit the skull via the jugular foramen alongside the internal jugular vein. The 12th cranial nerve, the hypoglossal nerve, exits the skull via the hypoglossal canal. For an overview of the functions of each cranial nerve, subscribe to our channel. Think you know anatomy? Take this quiz.